thanks and praises. Good morning. I do not own rights to the music playing in the background, but like I said, there's nothing wrong. Good morning. Nothing wrong with listening to music. So I don't own any rights to the music in the background, okay? I say that for these folks because they'll be thinking you own rights to the music, but I like to wake up to music. And today I chose to wake up with YG Marley because I love Praise Jah in the Moonlight. All right. So, you know, it's all right. We all have our little wake ups. I like a little gospel in the morning too. It just depends. Normally my alarm is set for gospel in the morning. So I listen to that when I wake up actually initially. And then I always have some type of R&B on. You know, my inner self do have a little thug, so I get a little rap in there, but not too much rap. No, but I love music, so that's just me. You might listen to a little country music. Good morning, sister. Good morning. Good morning on YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. How is everybody today? And thank you for joining Coffee and Conversations with Carol. Alexa, turn music off. There she go. Then she goes off. All right. What y'all got going on this morning? It's Thursday. What's going on? I'm a little bit under the weather, but not too bad. I'm serious. Like I really don't feel the best, but as they say, the show must go on. That is what they say. So, what y'all got going on this morning? Good morning, Sister Tanisha. Good morning. That light ain't gonna let me be great, and I'm gonna let it go ahead and go because it ain't gonna let me be great today. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why? It's being difficult. But here's the thing. Today is Thursday, right? So it's a lot going on, right? I was watching the news. I've been watching the local news, CNN, with all this politics and all this stuff going on. And then sometimes when you wake up or before you go to bed, I kind of scroll through. I'll be scrolling through, and sometimes things catch my eye, and sometimes it doesn't. So here's the thing: I got a text yesterday. Before I tell you about the text, let me tell you what I was watching. Literally, and it's so crazy because when people text me and be like, "What about this question?" or "What about this?" Good morning, Libra sister. When I get these texts, it be funny because I be just watching stuff and looking at stuff. I'm not kidding. So yesterday, I was looking at, and this was last night. I was looking at this. I be looking at. I follow the real earthquake. The comedian. I love him. He's funny to me, and everything. So I was watching his. I don't know if it's a reel or a post or whatever he put up, but these guys were being interviewed on there, and they were talking about protecting the wives and things of that nature. And the one guy says, "Yeah, well, if we running from something that's going on, like if somebody come out the cut, blasting and airing it out, and we running from them, and she falls, hey, gotta leave her behind." I, I'm not kidding. This is what he said. He's got to leave his wife behind if she falls and they're running from an emergency situation. So one of the guys is like, "What? Like you bought her? Like this is like what you paid for? That's his thing. Like I gotta protect her." The other guy like, "You gotta protect your wife, man. You gotta." He said, "No, man." He said, "No, I ain't protecting her." He said, "Oh, I ain't dying for mine." He said the kids is a different story. He ain't dying for his wife. He said he would let her if she falls during this run from whoever, whatever, she would fall. And he would keep running. He's not stopping to pick her up. He's not trying to see what's going on. He's going to leave her there. I kid you not. Real earthquake. He posted it on the thing. True story, true story. True story. And then I've been watching sort of like some highlights from Love. Is it Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Is that's what it called? Because I don't watch any of it. I really don't sit down and take a day to watch it. But I've been watching highlights from it. And I guess Rashida and Kirk, and I don't even know the girl name, but I guess the baby mama that he did cheat with is back on the scene because he's still trying to cheat with her and all this other good stuff, right? So we had a question that came and said, why do married men are attracted to single women? That was the question that I got. Why are married men attracted to single women? And so when I seen it and I read the question, I said, why are single women attracted to married men? But here's the even more, here's the question. Why do they act out on their attraction? Would be more deeper. And here's why I say that, because as humans, we are attracted to people, right? If you see somebody that look good, if you see a man or whatever you prefer, I'm gonna put it that way, because some folks don't prefer men, some prefer, look here, I ain't got nothing to do with what you prefer. If you see what you're attracted and what you prefer, whether it's man or woman, you're attracted to them, right? But if you're in a relationship, are you to act on that attraction? So I think that's the deeper question. I think that's the deeper question of, it's not necessarily why are married men attracted to single women. It is, why are married men acting on their attraction? I think that is the more appropriate question. And why do I say that? Because as humans, we human beings, if you see something that look good, you're gonna be like, man, that person look good. Nice looking brother there, nice looking woman there. And you probably will be attracted to them if it look good, if that make your eye flutter, your little heart jump a beat. But acting on the attraction is what my biggest thing would be. So what do you guys think? What do you think? So that's where I'm going with this question today. The person asked, why are married men attracted to single women? But I kind of flipped it around, because I say, as a married people, you can be attracted to other people because other people look good. It ain't like you to mess the, you other folks look good. Everybody ain't walking around here as number 10 or got number 10. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with looking at a person and saying, wow, they look good, and being attracted to that person. I think that's part of a normal human stance. But acting on the attraction is a whole nother story. If you're in a relationship, I don't think that you should act on the attraction. Right. That's what I'm saying, Sister Pooh. So Sister Pooh says, if you're in a relationship, if you're in relationship, I don't think that you should act on the attraction. I don't either. But you have people that are acting on it. For example, we were just talking about the Love and Hip Hop thing, where he actually already had the baby with the girl, but I guess now she back on the scene saying he's still trying to talk to her. So the question that was sent was, why why are married men attracted to single women? That was the original question. So if you want to answer from there, you can. However, I said, rather than saying why are they attracted to single women, what about why are people acting out on their attraction? Period. Married, in a relationship, because you got single women who might see a married man and say, oh, he look good, but then he married, so why act on that? Why even push for that? And really the responsibility would fall on the married person, whether it's a married man or a married woman. When you flipped it to saying why single women are attracted to married men, I took it as women see a false illusion in a married man. Okay, so Sister Tanisha said, when I flipped it to saying why single women are attracted to married men, I took it as women see a false illusion in a married man. Why you feel like it's a false illusion? Because if you a single woman and you see a man that look good, why would that be a false illusion if he looks good? If he looks good, he looks good. But why act on that attract? They see what they want, not how that marriage works. That's true too. They can see what they want. But my thing is, let's go back to the basics. If you see a man who looks good and you become attracted to that man. So my thing is, if your attraction is the outer appearance, everybody had their own thing, because remember we talked about beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so whatever you behold is beautiful. Some folks may not look that great, and you might think they is the dime piece, baby. But you know what? That's you. And if that's what you think, then that's fine. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. What I'm saying is, if I see a person and I feel like, oh, they look nice, I'm attracted to that person. But as a married person, you can't act on the attraction. I mean, you can say, hey, you look good, but you can't act on it. So my thing is, as a single person, is that how you see people? Or is that how single people see people? Hold on, Sister Pooh, I'm coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you can be attracted to a married person, but they are off limits. Right. They are off limits. But if a single person knows that, why engage? Hold on, Sister Tanisha. Sister Pooh said, I have heard from married men that have cheated on their wives that the single person is not a responsibility, as their wife is a responsibility. I'm not the person that cheated with. I was the counsel. Okay. So you said that when they cheat, the single woman is not their responsibility. So that's just something they can do and leave. I mean, I've heard a lot of excuses on why men cheat. I've heard a lot of excuses on why they cheat. I've heard that excuse that the single woman they ain't got to take care of. I've heard that the single woman do things that the wife doesn't do. I've heard they were bored. Um uh 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 Honey, I didn't heard it from the rooter to the tutor. But I'm gonna tell you, my late father, the reverend, the bishop, the prophet, Albert L. Jackson Jr. Honey, let me tell you something he told me one day. He told me, and I'm gonna say this in the most PGest, the PGest, the Gist way ever, to make it just so you can understand what I'm saying. Uh, he said men are stupid at times, and he was a man. So my daddy passed away when he was 70. So I like to reference him sometime as Forever 70. Forever 70 said, "We are stupid sometimes. We make dumb choices. There's no excuses for the choices that we make." And he said to me, "Baby, don't you listen to these men that come up with these excuses when you catch them up. Cause uh guap don't have a face. And some of these men likely to sleep with a dog. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So when he told me that, because he said when the lights, it don't have no face. People will say, oh, they was attracted to them, they looked it good and everything, and you will turn around and find out they was messing around with a tree stump, if you get my drift. So, with that being said, I don't think there is an excuse. I think they just be doing what folks let them do. Sister Tanisha said facts. Sister Pooh said yes, that too. Just excuses if you don't want, if you do not want be in your relationship anymore, be single. True. So when it comes to that cheating thing, when my daddy told me that, when Mr. Forever 70 told me that, I said to myself, oh, so now if there is no excuse you can probably bring to me. If that happens with me, you can't bring no excuse to me, baby. You might as well just go on ahead and go on do what you gonna do, and life goes on, because there's not gonna be an excuse. You're not gonna be able to bring an excuse to me with that. My daddy told me that, because there's right, like it don't have a face, so you can't sit up and tell me it look good, it this or that or all this other kind of stuff, because it don't got no face, and you can't that it don't. If you just doing something that's being allowed to do, or you're doing something that's someone told you was okay to do, or you're doing something that something you wanted to do. That's what it is. You wanted to do it, so you did it. I think men. I think when it comes to that attraction thing, it's like you can see it, like you said, Sister Tanisha, but it's off limits. And I think that single people who are not in relationships, I'll put it that way, because a lot of times you'll have people that say, well, I'm not married, but you have people that are in relationships. So when you have people who are in relationships, even then, not just married people, people in relationships. You have them crossing boundary lines as well. Because if you're in a relationship, you are building towards something. So why would you jeopardize that? And I think that a lot of times people just say, I'm going to act on it. They're going to do what they want to do. And a lot of times people do stuff and they feel like if I do it and I get away with it, they okay with it. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to that question, it's a loaded question if you ask me. And I feel like, yeah, don't act on your attractions because you can be attracted to people. It's not like you dead or you blind. I had a patient tell me that. I said, oh, you over here getting your makeup on and trying to look all good for the male nurse we work with, my nurse buddy Jabbar. I was like, you trying to look good for him? You trying to look good for him? Because all the ladies, when he come in, honey, these patients, when I tell you, baby, they croon over him. And so this particular patient told me, she said, I said, you don't get all dressed up like that for me when I'm giving you your medicine. She said, honey, my husband's dead. He dead. I'm not dead. I mean, he looks good. So she wanted to look good for Nurse Jabbar. Baby, it was funny to me. So, that you can see when something look good, but to act on it, especially when you're married or in a relationship, is just wrong. It's just wrong. And for people who are not in relationships, so for the single folks, for them to engage is even more terrible. Because when you look at that story with Kirk and all of that, like, girl, you knew he was married to Rashida. So what did you think you were gonna get out of this? Is this just a payday? Because I'm just trying to figure out, there could not be love there. You didn't love him. You did not love him. What did you think you were gonna get? A new car, new business? What is it that you're looking for? Because it couldn't have possibly, I'm leaving my wife for you, and you gonna be the new Kirk Frost, and it couldn't have been that. It couldn't have been. And I don't know if they were doing it for a storyline or if this was really was going on and all of this stuff. It's just, I, it's like a real reality date soap opera. And it's like, what is going on? Because I don't believe that they could have possibly did that for that, if that makes sense. Very messy, very messy, very messy. Not even only messy, just it's bizarre. Cause why would you? It's bizarre. I'm gonna sleep with you, and you gonna leave your wife, or in hopes that you leaving your wife. I guess that's what you're hoping for. In hopes that she's gonna leave, he gonna leave his wife, and you hoping to be the new person and all this other kind. It just ain't. That's not what it is. That's not. I was looking at, and it was ironically that this question came too. Let me tell you what I watched yesterday. I watched First Wives Club. Now there's a series on, I believe is it BT? It could be BT or Amazon, with Jill Scott. I don't think they renewed the series. I think it has like 2 seasons or something like that, 2 or 3 seasons, one of the two. And it's called First Wives Club with them. It's Jill Scott, one of those up and coming comedians, and it was a good series. I like that too. But this was the original movie with Goldie Hawn and all of them on this movie. And good morning, good morning, good morning, Queen. And on the show, if you didn't see the original movie, they built this First Wives Club because their husbands, one was fraudulent, cheating, and you had all this stuff on there. So they came with this First Wives Club. But one of the things was, at the end, the young girl that he decided to replace his wife with, now they going through divorce, she wasn't even with it. You know what I'm saying? She was spending all this money. Then he started getting mad. He was getting mad. He literally was mad. She was like, I'm not her. He was like, you got that right. Like, now he realizing. You see what I'm saying? So it's a baby. It's out here. Unfortunately, in that situation alone, Kirk was living as a single man in his own world, and he got that woman pregnant. Yeah, but I'm saying, even though he was living in his own world and got that girl pregnant, she knew that man wasn't single. I mean, and they down here in Atlanta, and I understand Atlanta is big, but Atlanta, that circle of the elite ain't, you know, who and who's what and where what and what's going on. You know, that's like my girl Cardi B. Now she's a Libra too. I love her to death. I love her. But these women knew when they was messing with Offset that Offset was with her. They wasn't messing with Offset talking about some, oh, he's single. They know that man ain't single. So I'm saying, as a woman, why choose that? Why choose that? Why choose that? Why choose that? Because there's no possible way of choosing that and knowing that, and then you still choose what you choose. You're doing it for some reason, and it can't possibly be love. That's my opinion. I don't think they was choosing it for love. Now, uh, you might hear different, but I don't think they were choosing it. I don't think they were choosing it for love. I agree. Which you agree, Niecy? Hey, Sister Niecy. I don't think they were choosing. Because even though he was living in his own world, they still knew that this man had a whole wife. Like, I'm just gonna be, oh, you ain't, like, you just gonna say, he say I'm not with her, and you believe that. Oh, he said he not with her. Girl, bye. These men be lying. These girls know these men be lying. And unfortunately, they end up in these bad situations. And the thing about it is, a lot of times too, I'm gonna share this too. Women that are married, women that are in these predicaments, sometimes they don't hold the man accountable either. They'll just say, well, he didn't did what he did, and so it is what it is. They don't hold the man accountable. And I just say, you can't do that. Good morning. Good morning. You cannot not hold the man accountable for his actions. Are you serious? So he's gonna go out here and just do whatever, and we sit back and just be like, oh, okay, oh no, baby. No. Mm-mm. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And that's one of the problems. Just like I said today too, while we talking about this, why do married men, why are married, the question was, why are married men attracted to single women? That's what the original question was. When I read the question, I said, well, how about, why are married men acting on their attraction? And why are single women attract? Because here's the thing: as humans, if you see something that look good, like I said, you might say it look good. You're gonna be like, oh, they look good, they look good. But why are you acting on the attraction? That's the problem. And then the other thing is, the married person, whoever it might be, whether it's a man cheating or a woman cheating. Let me see. Sister Nisi said, yes, it's all about a bag. Most married women will hang in there regardless. A woman can't think that he will leave his family. A woman will be delusional to think different. She is. She is delusional to think different, that he gonna leave, because he ain't leaving his family. He ain't gonna leave his family. And the only way that single woman, or that woman that was messing around with that married man, get that man, is if that wife, since we're talking about married men and we're talking about the wives, is if that wife decides to leave. Because the wife is the one that holds it all. She the one that holds it all. If she decides to leave, then she will, because it ain't gonna happen. Fantasia was in the same situation. He drugged her on for however long, and said that he was leaving his wife, and she stayed in that and had a baby and everything. Yeah, but in that Fantasia situation, I thought that was like a coup almost too. Because when you think about it, she ended up having that baby, then he ended up going back, and then that law that's in North Carolina, that if you keep a husband from the wife and all this stuff, you could get sued. That's how they both end up getting paid, because that was a real funny story. You got to read deeper into that. That was kind of crazy. I was just like, what? He was cheating, and the wife said that the wife said that she was keeping the husband from coming home, and sued and got paid. True story. Facts. Fantasia. So yeah, but that was a law, like in North Carolina and all that crazy stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy. And he drug her on like he really wanted to be there. I think that still was kind of like a coop thing. Because then he ended up back with the wife. Not that he wasn't probably gonna go back anyways, but it was kind of like they both got paid. Like it was a payday. Like you did this so we get paid. Like, yeah, I don't know about that. I think that was kind of like laid down and said, go mess with Fantasia so we can both get a payday. Hey, but that's just my opinion on that story. That's my opinion on that story there. But I truly do bringing it back to the forefront. When if why are married men attracted to single women? I really believe that it should be posed as why are married people acting on their attraction to whomever, whether it's a female, a male, or whatever. And why would you want him once his wife leaves him? That man really wants to be single for real, for real. No one can change a cheating man ways but him. That is true. That is true. No one can change a cheating man ways but himself. Because if he wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. And like I said before, if you listened to me earlier, a lot of times they not out here. Don't let no man tell you that's all they mess with is bad. I mess with bad women. Half of the women they done mess with their whole life is ugly, out of shape, big backs. I'm just being honest. And a lot of times they'll tell you, they didn't mess with uh baby. Look here, like my daddy said, uh guap, what you call it, a yoni, cat. She ain't got no face. And when the lights go off, these men making decisions are likely to sleep with a dog. And so, with that being said, you have to make the best decision that works for you. If this situation happens to you, you have to make the best decision of it and move on with it, and get some therapy because you'll probably need it. And all of that good stuff. I'm, just saying, talk about what I'm talking about, because baby, ain't no way. And some of the excuses they come up with is even worse. They like single women because most single women want him to pay a couple bills, so a man feels like she'll be with it for a little help financially or except. That's true too. But some of the baby, and half of these single women ain't never really been with no relationship, so they think paying a bill is great. And I think that's, girl, please pay a bill. Pay a bill. See, that's what I'm saying. And that's probably why, we were raised independently. So my brother always say we kind of messed up because my mother raised us so independently. Because you can't come, like, I couldn't fall for that. A man couldn't come tell me, and good morning to my husband, all respect to him, but he knows I'm crazy. Um, inflation, baby. But he knows but you couldn't come to me and tell me you're gonna pay my bill. I pay my own bill. I make my own money. So what else can you do? Because I'm terrible. My husband knows me though. I mean, you could, if you was gonna talk to me during my little single days before I got married again, you sure couldn't pick me up with no line of baby, let me pay your bills. That is the last thing you would have had to tell me for me to be talking to you. Is let me pay your bills, because he'll tell you in a minute. I was raised so independently. My dad would always tell us, like, make sure you able to take care of yourself. And so because of that, I was really messed up. Like, yeah, you ain't can't pay no bill for me. I pay my own bills. What else can you do? Talk about what you bring it to the table. I don't care about the bill money. What else can you do? Because we was raised like that. But you get married and you learn how to be submissive and kind of retreat a little bit and become a little humble. It's hard because you independent. I am woman, hear me roar. I'm just kidding. Good morning, hubby. I see him watching. He probably like, she's crazy. But no, seriously. And they do that for that. Inflation, baby. Yeah, inflation out here. So I guess you gotta get out here and do what you gotta do. But honey, let me tell you. That's some stuff there, ain't it? I I'm single, very single, and there's nothing attractive about somebody else's man. Hey, here's the thing. I agree, kinda, because if you see a man, don't know he married and he look good, you can be attracted to him if that's your cup of tea. It depends on what your cup of tea is. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Libra sister over here. If your cup of tea is 6'2", dark, bald head, and you see that, you can be attracted to it. I'm saying acting on attraction. There's nothing wrong with looking at a person and saying they look good. That's all I'm saying. Because I see some folks out here that look good. Okay, you can see. There's nothing wrong with looking at a woman and knowing that she's a beautiful woman. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's a lot of time that's women problem. We see women that look good and we be like, uh why you this and that? When a woman look good, because it's some folks out here that's shaping up and shaping in, baby. And I'm trying to shape too. I'm trying to unbig my back and some other stuff too. I ain't even mad at you. Do what you do, boo. Okay. All I'm saying is, if you feel like you're attracted to that person and you're in a relationship or you married, let's not act on that. Okay. What you need to do is you need to not act on it. That's what you need to do. You need not to act on it. Go get you some help. Talk about it, talk it out, but you need not to act on it. Period, point blank. Okay. And then also wrapping up, yesterday when we did talk about bonus parents, one of our listeners inboxed me and was telling me about how her daughter is a bonus parent. So we're gonna jump on the bonus parent topic real quick next week, Monday. And so I want everybody to join me next week, Monday, on Monday Mindset. And we're going to recap that bonus talk about bonus parents, and we were talking about bonus dads and bonus moms. We're going to jump in on that on Monday so that she can get her point in, because it was a good point and I want her to bring it out. Okay. For real, they over here on YouTube tripping. Here's what I want to leave with you guys today. Here's your affirmation for Thursday. Okay. Thursday's affirmation is I set myself free when I forgive myself. My mistakes do not define me. And I wanted to add, and don't let your mistakes define you. Okay. I set myself free when I forgive myself. My mistakes do not define me. And don't let your mistakes define you. All right. I want you to live, love, never ever stop laughing. Always find room for forgiveness, because there's room for forgiveness for everybody. Nobody's perfect. No, not one. There's nobody perfect but the lowly Jesus, and ain't none of us him. So, once I find out he belongs to somebody else, he is no longer attracted. That's the point. Got it. All right. So I want you guys to have a great Thursday. Love you all. See you all tomorrow at 8:30. Remember, I'm coming up with some new times and some new days, because I'm not going to be on every day. Your girl got some stuff in works that I'm not going to be able to be here all the time. So just look out for that announcement for me. And until then, I want you guys to not only have a cup of coffee, but go ahead and find that tea and bring it to me. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day.